brakes or no brakes, boys. That's the conversation for the day. I think a lot of people are overusing their brakes, and I don't think that they realize how much it's actually affecting them in the game, right? Like, and not just they're going slower because they're using the brakes, but I don't think the average player is understanding how much the suspension of the game is being upset by brakes in this game. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to like really overuse our brakes while we're playing and just kind of talk about that, okay? Brakes and all that. So we're gonna try to do a few laps here where we're overusing our brakes. I want to see if we can get this thing to act funny, and then we'll do a few laps where we're really trying to not use our brakes and see if we notice anything. We can look at lap times too and all that if you want, but let's see what's going on here first, okay? So this is the big first steep hill, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna send it down here on the inside, but we're gonna be heavy on the brakes and see how there was just a lot of movement there. And it was kind of hard to get turned right there. It just really was not performing like I would like it to going down that hill there. And I feel like we went way slower because I had to stand the bike up. Now, same thing going down here. We're going to go wide open. And then right here, we're going to start getting on our brakes. And you can see that did not work out well. All right. So now I don't, you know, it's kind of realistic, right? Like, you didn't want to use your brakes and braking bumps, but also braking bumps are there from braking, right? You know what I mean? So usually you are braking, okay? But in MX bikes, I'm telling you right now, you get completely upset if you're using your brakes. And I see a lot of people that are newer to the game really struggling. Okay, here's another one. Watch, we're gonna come down here, we're gonna get on our brakes. Oh, that actually worked out. I found a perfect little line right there. That are newer to the game where people are really struggling, and I see just, you know, from watching their gameplay that they're on their brakes in braking bumps. And I know you might be saying, Doc, okay, well then where am I supposed to brake? Honestly, you have a couple options, right? You can just not brake at all, which is definitely effective, and you could just engine brake. That's the other option, which is also really, really effective. So we're gonna do another lap here, see if I can repeat what just happened. Oh my gosh, this is, and then we'll see, taking our brakes off, see what happens here. I'll probably leave them bound because I have some places where the brakes are really helpful, but we'll just get to mess around here a little bit. Man, I'm kind of, that section, man, you can lose so much time on a 250 if you like don't get it right. It just really messes you up. All right, we're gonna try to go for this inside again, and we're gonna really push though going down here to see if we can't. You know, I could definitely go this fast on without brakes, but let's see. See, it just like, it almost like skids and slides, and it's like the front end will push if you're using the brakes. And I mean, you guys could see my controller input. I was not on the brakes very much there. All right, like that was just me barely using it. All right, now let's try it again going down this hill. Again, I'm really not trying to like use them like crazy. I just want you guys to see just a little bit of brake input, what it does. Okay, so you're flying down here, and then we're starting to get on the brakes, and you see how like uncomfortable that was. There was no way I was turning there, and I felt like I was just barely using any brakes there. Oh, my controller overlay's not on. Me. Okay, hold on. Let me turn this on, and then we're gonna go back and go down the hill again. Sorry, boys. It's been a long day. All right, I've been busy. Okay, so here we go. All right, we're going down here. Now we're getting on the brakes hard. It worked okay there, but it just didn't really feel good. You know what I'm saying? All right, hold on. Let's do it again. Let's get it back on the brakes hard. Ooh, you see? Oh, that was really a lot of movement. Okay, not consistent. A lot of movement going on there in the back. And all right, now we're gonna try going down this hill again using brakes, and I want you to see how little brakes I'm using. Okay, watch just how little brakes I use going down this hill and how quickly I die. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Okay, if I got on the brakes any harder than that, now I'm gonna get on the brakes really hard, which I think this is how most people play, where they're like really aggressive on their brakes. So let's see what happens if I'm really aggressive on my brakes going down this hill. Yeah, you just immediately die. Okay. Now watch. Let's go down this other hill and see if it's like that. If it's like that the same way. Okay, I'm telling you, this is a huge skill gap between the average player in consistency and then like a top pro. Is the guys really don't use their brakes, and when they do, it's in certain spots. All right, so we're gonna get really hard on our brakes here. Oh my, yeah, you like literally, you can't turn. So now let's do this no brakes, or how I would normally go down this hill. Okay, so you can like absolutely send it. See how I braked early there? If you guys watch that back, I'll show you exactly where I braked. Okay, I'm gonna go slow and just kind of show you, and then we'll redo this again. I braked like right here in this smooth spot to get me set up for this turn. Okay, it's just all about when, where, and when are you braking. See, I'm braking here, got me set up, and then I'm literally just can go wide open through there. Okay, do it one more time, and then we'll try the big hill. Honestly, like, you can really just go for it. Look, I didn't even touch the brakes through there, and you see how much more I was able to turn while I was still going through the bumps. It's because the front wasn't bound. Okay, when I get to the top of this hill, I'm gonna put a marker so we don't have to do this whole hill again. All right, put a marker there. Watch. Now you go down here. Look, I'm fourth gear. I'm literally not letting off. You land. Look at that. Okay. I didn't touch the brakes until the very bottom of this hill. Okay, and if you could see, when you get down here, the bumps are a lot smaller than up there. And I was also trying to stay on this right side where it was smooth. And then I got off the brakes down there where there's those last two big bumps right there where he purposely puts those there to try and buck you over the, over the berm or really slow you down. If you just let off the brakes through there, you should get through there much smoother. All right. Let's try it again. Let's see if that was just a fluke. Okay. We're gonna go even faster this time. We're fourth gear, absolutely wicked. Oh, see, I braked a little late there. Okay, so you do have to do this correctly. Obviously, you can't just send it. But let's see. I'm not gonna touch my brakes at all, and I'm just gonna downshift into second. Okay, see, that was way more. Like, you could do that for a 30-minute moto. Like, the whole time. You could do that 30+2 if you just double downshift over that second bump. I did not mean to be in fifth. Okay, look at this. Absolute wicked, and then double downshift into second, and you just don't touch anything. Like, you see how different that was, though? Okay? That, like, man, that surprised me, to be honest. Really, there's just something weird about MX bikes and brakes when you're going through bumps. It just don't make no sense, to be honest. Same thing here. If you land in these bumps, I always was trying not to brake until that big bump right there. Okay? If you send this down into those bumps and you're on the brakes, you like will most likely die. So we're gonna try that. Here, we're just gonna okay, hold on. Okay, let's try this again. Sorry about that. I have very bad at the game. Okay, we're jumping down here. Now we're on the brakes. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do that. All right, trying it again. Brakes versus no brakes. Now we're gonna jump down here. No brakes. Okay, see, I overcooked it, but did you see how I didn't explode? Yeah. If I was gonna send this down there, I would try to go wide here. No brakes until that big bounce, because you know you're gonna bounce there anyway, and then kind of just go for it, Overall, I really like, I know there's a little chaotic and whatnot, but I think that should give you a good understanding of why using your brakes and when to use your brakes is important, or not using your brakes, and if you are going to use them, when to use them. So a lot of people may be also wondering, but like, man, like, I see the pros, they go so fast into the corners, And personally, what I like to do is if I'm sending it into a rut, I will brake in the middle of the rut. And I know that may not be, you know, there's going to be a couple, you know, little warriors in there. They're like, no, you blah, 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 blah. Listen, okay? It's not the perfect thing, but it is consistent for me, okay? A lot of the time, if you overcook the entry, like I will just overcook it into the rut and then do the braking in the rut, right? So like here, we're doing the braking there because it's smooth, okay? We're flying down here, get past all the bumps, get past, okay, now we can brake right there where it's smooth in the rut, if that makes sense, okay? It's just really paying attention to where you're touching your left trigger, because you touch it 2 or 3 bumps before you're supposed to, you will crash, I promise. Okay, let's see how fast we can go down here. I think we can go really fast, to be honest. Oh my gosh. Also, I was on the gas right there, and it moved around much less than even when I was just idling. Okay, here's another place you can use your brakes. If you're trying to scrub that, a lot of the time, that jump right there specifically, and this applies to a bunch of different jumps, and I've made videos on this in the past, but I just want to quickly show you. This specific jump, that scrub I just did was actually nasty, so, you know, I guess I didn't need to hit my brakes there, but here's a good example, okay? You come over this, and most people are probably going to scrub like that. They're going to over jump, and then they're barely going to make it over that, or they're not going to make it over that. This is what the brake scrub, this is what everybody that's really fast is doing. Right at the top of the jump, you're going to touch your brakes right when your front tire hits there, and you can get over it, okay? Watch, 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 watch. Even right here, you can do it. Brake scrub, so you downside this, carry way more speed. Brake scrub. Ooh, I still overshot it, but I think you kind of get the understanding. I'm going to do the same exact thing, but I'm not going to hit my brakes and see where it goes. So I'm just going to do this. So I'm over jumping that big time, and still, I mean, that worked too. That scrub was kind of gnarly, but also just make sure you guys are keeping this in your arsenal. The brake scrub. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah. That was a good one right there. The brake scrub is very, 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 very helpful. And that is probably, if you're using that throughout the track, it can be worth, you know, a second or 2 on your lap, depending on the track. Like, I remember Daytona Supercross this year, there were jumps where, like, if you weren't brake scrubbing, you were losing, like, seconds. So that's something to keep in your arsenal. I know this video was a little chaotic. It's been a long day for me. I'm tired. But I hope that it was helpful. Kind of just showcasing how brakes can really ruin your life in MX bikes. And I think a lot of you that are seeing pros go through sections where it just doesn't make sense how they're going that fast, I think it is quite the opposite of what most people would think. They're just not using their brakes, and they're going much faster through the section, which is helping them, their bikes be a lot more settled, and, you know, and then they can just push. And like I said, braking in the rut is huge. If you are going to overcook something, just look at the track and touch your brakes where there's no bumps. That's as simple as it is, you know? Anyway, boys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.